Hey y'all, and welcome back to my channel. It is a beautiful, freezing cold day here in Atlanta, Georgia. I know it may not be freezing to y'all that are from all around the country, but to us Southerners, being in the 30s and 40s all day is really cold. Why am I filming outside, you ask? Well, variety is the spice of life. I like the natural light. I think it's really pretty. And I had already filmed this entire video in my basement with my typical backdrop, and I had done it while I was applying makeup. And when we went to edit, it just was kind of a hot mess. It was all over the place, and it was kind of distracting. I know tons and tons and tons of people have put out like answering your questions / get ready with me videos, which are awesome. I love watching them, but I need to hone my skills a little bit and better marry putting on makeup and answering questions at the same time in a more expedient fashion. So for today, if y'all will bear with me, you probably like me just a teeny bit already if you've clicked on the video. So if y'all will bear with me, I'm just gonna have kind of like a story time style out on my back porch, chilling, talking to y'all, answering your questions. So let's dig in, shall we? I've got all my notes down here. I'm gonna start off with the 2 questions that I got the most because I thought y'all might get a kick out of that. The 2 questions that I got the most are you having more kids? And did you get lip filler? So let me start off with the kids question. We have 2 beautiful children, Landon, who's about to be 6, and Vivian, who's 2 years old. The question is probably no more kids. That's the answer, I should say. Nothing is set in stone, but right now all the stars are kind of aligning towards being done. And I have way more to elaborate on that as far as postpartum issues and all that, but I can save that for another video another day. The other question is, do you have lip filler? Y'all, if I had a dime for every time I've gotten this question, the answer is no. I do not have lip filler, and I have never gotten lip filler. I will insert a picture right now. Okay, that's when I was in the 5th grade. I know, it's quite a look, right? I don't know many moms that let their 5th graders get collagen. Maybe they do. No, I was born this way. It's how God made me. I've got fuller lips, and yeah, I've been told that it's an asset, so I'm grateful for them. No lip filler, no injection. Don't hate you if you got them. You do you, girl. Never got them. Moving on. Next question is your favorite role model or icon. I had to think about this for a minute. I don't know about icon, but I'm really drawn to Sadie Robertson. I don't know if some of y'all know who she is. She's a sweet, sweet girl from the Duck Dynasty family. She's just absolutely gorgeous on the inside out. She's a good Christian girl, and if my daughter was older and wanting someone to look up to, I would want it to be someone like that, because it's even more inner beauty than outer beauty, but her outer beauty is. Why are you so pretty? Girl, I know who asked this. You're gorgeous, absolutely beautiful, and let's just say filters and makeup and knowing your angles. And you're gorgeous, and your baby boy is the sweetest. How painful was your initial nose piercing? It didn't feel good, but the best way I can describe it, flyaway paper. The best way I can describe it is exactly what it was. It felt like a needle going through your nose. But the 2 seconds that you registered like, ow, this is painful, it was over. If that makes sense at all, that's the best way to describe it. How old are you? Okay, I am 29 years old, and I will be 30 in March, which is crazy. I am really excited to join the 30s club. I think it's gonna provide nothing but excitement and wonder in the next frontier, but it's a little weird that I'm about to be out of my 20s. I'm not gonna lie to you. I used to think 30s were like old, and now I'm here and I'm like, 30 ain't so bad. 30's like young. Okay, okay. Tips for 20-minute makeup. I would focus on very light base, so evening out the skin tone however you choose, whatever coverage, whether it's a little bit of powder, a little bit of concealer, the wind's really blowing in the trees today, a little bit of foundation. Generally even out your skin tone, give your brows a little bit of love, a little bit of flush to the cheeks, whether it's blush or highlight or maybe a little bit of bronzing, quick coat of mascara, and some lips. That's it. And honestly, you could probably do that in even less than 20 minutes. Favorite naughty food? Oh girl, this is a bad one. I'm gonna have to say cookie dough. Yep, raw cookie dough. I just peel off the wrapping and eat it like a banana. It's bad, right? It's bad. How are you so beautiful? Really? I am trying to remember who asked this question. I know it was a female. You're beautiful, and I got plenty of flaws, girl. Plenty of flaws, trust me. Dark under eyes. How to combat dark under eyes. I would highly, highly, highly recommend the Tarte Shape Tape Concealer. It is my boo. It's my tried and true. I haven't found anything that compares to it. It's a cult favorite for a reason. It is a little bit pricey. It's about 28 bucks for a concealer, which is up there, but it will last you, bye-bye paper. It will last you probably a good 2 to 3 months. So yeah, that's my #1 recommendation. Set it with a little bit of banana brightening powder. Your under eyes are good to go. How's life? How is life? That's a general question I got. How is life? Life is great. Life is challenging lately and at a very fast moving pace, and YouTube has kind of completely taken over in a good way, but life is really, really good. At the risk of sounding cliche, I am so incredibly blessed. Never want to lose sight of my blessings, and I'm just grateful, thankful, happy, learning, growing. Yeah, life is good. Natural looking brows. Okay, girl, I know who asked this. Shout out to you. I love you. I know you're watching. Okay, I highly recommend the L'Oreal Brow Stylist. It is essentially a make-for-make dupe for the Anastasia Brow Definer. Honestly, girl, the brow definer from Anastasia is, I think, like 20 bucks or more. The one from L'Oreal is less than 10. It does the exact same thing. It's slightly waxy. It's not too pigmented, but it's just enough to kind of bring your brows to life. It's all I use. I swear by it. Highly, highly recommend. This is a really good question. With 2 kids, how do you find time for your husband? You have to prioritize it. I know this may not apply to everyone who's watching it, whether you're male, female, married, have children, don't have children, but generally speaking, you have to prioritize it. I don't want to get on a soapbox, but I think far too often the kids become the absolute centerpiece and take over, and you know, you started with your spouse and you're going to end with just you and your spouse, and the kids will one day move on. The kids are amazing and they should definitely be, you know, obviously nourished and loved and you know, looked after and treated wonderfully. The kids are amazing, and obviously they are the highlight of your life and you would do anything for them, but you have to prioritize time with your spouse, because to me that's going to build a much more solid foundation for marriage. Michael and I try to have date nights whenever we can. We are always on board for a date night if someone's willing to watch our kids. Our kids do have a very scheduled, regimented bedtime. Every single night they're in bed by 7:30. They stay in their rooms. They sleep all night long. I'm happy to do another video on sleep training if anyone is interested, but we don't play with that when it comes to our kids. So they're in bed and that's our time, and honestly sometimes we just have date nights at home where we put them to bed, eat our favorite junk food, watch our favorite shows, and as cheesy as it sounds, I still have just as much fun doing that with him as I did when we first started dating. So really good question. Okay, next question. What makeup product couldn't you live without? This one is so hard. I don't want to cheat, but I may have to tie. Oh, maybe it's a 3-way tie. Some kind of foundation just for me, because my skin's really uneven and it's far from perfect. I have skin that is a troublemaker. So some kind of evening out skin product. Brows, because I have no brows, and bringing your brows to life provides the best frame overall for your face. And probably just a touch of mascara. So I'm so sorry that's cheating, but 3. How many kids do you have? 2 children. I did cover that, but I'll cover it again really quickly. 2 kids. Landon is almost 6 and Vivian is 2, and every bit of 2. Epidural or no epidural? Oh my. Should I elaborate or just keep it simple? I think I'm gonna keep it simple. Yes, epidural. What is your goal with YouTube? Okay, well, if we're talking strictly numbers wise, my goal is to get to 1,000 subscribers by the end of the year. That's very lofty, I know it. I am teetering sort of close to 300 right now. YouTube is a lot of fun. It's but it's a lot of work. It's a lot of work. It's not like Facebook friends where, you know, you just click and add each other. Yes, the process technically is that easy to go to someone and subscribe, but as far as getting loyal subscribers, keeping subscribers, bringing those subscribers to your channel to begin with, I know all of y'all watching this who are also YouTubers completely feel me and understand and are probably saying, yes ma'am, right now. It's a challenge, it's a struggle, and I'm not gonna ramble. It's a full-time job that you're not yet getting paid for, put it to you that way. But I signed up for it, I'm enjoying it, and so my goal is 1,000 subscribers and to just keep making friends. I have met so many cool chicks and guys, networking and finding really cool people on YouTube that are just awesome and goal-oriented and like-minded, and they want to do just what you want to do, and they support you, and it's just the best feeling in the world. So if you're watching this and we've connected through YouTube, thank you. Nothing but love to you. Who is your favorite sister? Okay, well, I have 2 sisters and 1 brother, and yeah, I'm gonna plead the 5th on that one, but you know which sister wrote this. My dream job. Oh, y'all, my dream job. Okay, don't laugh at me. My dream job would be to be a professional dancer on Dancing with the Stars. I am so serious right now. So serious. I actually want to put my daughter in dance because I want that future for her. I'm a Dancing with the Stars fan. I think the show's kind of on its way out, unfortunately, but I love the show, and we're actually going to see them in like 2 weeks. We're gonna go see them at the Fox Theater in Atlanta, which, if you're not familiar, the Fox Theater is this beautiful, ornate, majestic, historic theater in Atlanta, and we're gonna go see them perform live, and I am just so jazzed. I can't wait. Favorite boy and girl name? Well, since we probably aren't having any more kids, I guess I can share these. If we were to have another son, 100% his name would be Cash. All the way. William Cash, call him Cash. I love it. For a little girl, I really like the name Harlow, H-A-R-L-O-W-E. Hubby wasn't as on board with that name, but what are you gonna do? Comparison of cheaper, more expensive brands versus what you can splurge on. This is a really, really good question. Shout out to you, girl, who asked it. You know who you are. There are certain things that I think are totally, totally worth it to go the non-drugstore route, which meaning you should splurge on a little bit more. And a couple examples for that are eyeshadows. I have been really hard pressed to find eyeshadows at the drugstore that perform as well as, excuse me, that perform as well as eyeshadows from the higher end brands. I don't know what it is about the pressing or the formulation or the manufacturing, but they just generally, to me, perform better from the higher end Ulta, Sephora type places. However, there are certain things that, to me, it doesn't matter. Mascaras, my favorite mascaras are from the drugstore. Brow products, lip products to me are just as good from the drugstore. So yeah, I'd say the one thing to me that is better to splurge on, so to speak, is eyeshadows. Okay. Favorite TV show and movie. Okay. My favorite TV show of all time is Breaking Bad. I could totally elaborate on that more, but we don't have time for it. So all my Breaking Baddies, please comment down below. That would make me so happy to find people that are just as obsessed with that show. I've seen the entire series, I think 5 times. If I could meet Bryan Cranston, I would be the happiest chick in the world. Aaron Paul too, for sure, a favorite show. I have so many favorites, but the top tier, Breaking Bad, incomparable. Favorite movie, get ready for this, is Braveheart. Most people are very, very surprised to find that bubbly, blonde, energetic, makeup loving, girly girl me, my favorite movie is about 13th century Scotland that is overthrown by a tyrannical English king and this rogue guy that fights for freedom. But yeah, that's my absolute favorite movie of all time, never gets old. How did you fall in love with Michael? What a sweet question. Okay, well, I was supposed to go to my high school prom, and I didn't really have an interest in going, to be honest. It just wasn't really my scene. I did get asked by somebody, I don't think he'll ever watch this, and I politely declined because I wasn't feeling that. And then my sister wound up setting up Michael and me, and we went to Ruth's Chris that night, which is this gorgeous, phenomenal steakhouse in Buckhead. And we went on a double date with my sister and her husband, and it was supposed to be like just a fun friend thing, no strings attached, but the rest was kind of history. I mean, we started dating after that point in 2007 and have been together ever since. Dinner with any Hollywood star. Oh man, wow. Honestly, I'm trying to remember who asked me this, but this is probably that wind, y'all. You hear it? I'm gonna let her do her thing. This is probably one of the toughest ones to answer. I think I'm gonna go with Anson Mount, and nobody knows who he is, but he's like probably my top celebrity crush. He's the star of a show called Hell on Wheels that's on AMC, another show that not a lot of chicks watch, but it is my vibe. It's about a Confederate soldier post the Civil War. He's helping to expand the Transcontinental Railroad, and he's also seeking vengeance for the murder of his wife. Highly recommend that show. But Anson Mount, oof, playing that Confederate soldier, Southern accent, yeah, works for me. He's probably my number one. My husband is watching me right now. It's okay, he already knows all this. We've already got our like top 5 list. You know, all couples have that. Favorite aspect of being a mom and one thing you said you'd never do. This is a really good question. I try to keep it really, really real about being a mom and about how it's amazing and also horrible sometimes, and not every moment is perfect and not every moment is magical, and sometimes your kids can be little jerks. My friend Brittany and I have an awesome way to describe it of motherhood is loving your kids so much that you jump in front of a moving train for them, but also them driving you to the point of wanting to jump in front of a moving train. Honesty. But my favorite part is just knowing that they came from me, that they're my kids, that they love me, they look up to me for everything, they're dependent on me when I pick them up, you know, from a short absence. If I've been away from them and they run up to me and say mama, that pure, genuine, like unadulterated love for me never gets old. It just is always the sweetest. One thing I said I'd never do, that's really tough, because without trying to sound vain, I don't know if there's one thing that I said never will I ever do this and I did do it. There are a few things that I've been more lax on than I thought, like electronics. You know, I didn't think that my kids would truthfully be on them as often as they are. I mean, it's not like they're on them all day, but we've scaled back a little bit. But I mean, my son is on his iPad every day when he gets home from school, mainly just to chill out and simmer. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying. Ooh, we're down to the last page, y'all. If you have stuck with me this far, I want you to right now comment, leave some random emoji if you've stuck with me this far, because we're 19 minutes in. I know y'all's time is so valuable, and I just want to tell you thank you. So if you've made it this far, comment something random, emoji or something below, like, I love you, you're my people. One thing you wear when you're in a hurry if you don't have time for full coverage. This is a really good question. I spot conceal if I'm having any breakouts or discoloration or hyperpigmentation, and I put on a little bit of mascara. If I am feeling extra jazzy and have extra time, I will fill in my eyebrows because I don't really have brows naturally, but that's what I do when I'm in a hurry. Favorite bargains for clothing and home decor? Y'all, Burlington. Okay, I don't know if they have a Burlington in your area, wherever you're from, but it used to be Burlington Coat Factory back in the day. Remember that? We're more than great coats. Anybody? Nope. There are literal crickets chirping right now. Okay, Burlington Coat Factory was a thing. I remember going there when I was in elementary school, and but now it's just Burlington, and they have everything. They have home decor, clothing, accessories, kids clothes, makeup, hair. I mean, what am I missing? Like jewelry. They have everything. And honestly, I hit that all the time. I go there with my girlfriend sometimes. It is So I would totally recommend Burlington for equally clothing and home decor. Girl, it's where it's at. I think I need to do a Burlington video. Is cinnamon roll creamer really that good? Yes, cinnamon roll creamer is really that good. I have been out of it for a minute and I'm missing it. None of my other creamers compare. In fact, y'all, from that Aldi video, I had probably between 8 and 10 people, if not tag me in something, texted me or messaged me or posted and told me that they went and got it. And that, like, little things like that, like knowing someone's listening and someone cares and put stock in what you said and went out and bought it, that means the world to me. So I know it seems silly and stupid, but stuff like that is my love language. So if you did that, then thank you. And yes, it really is that good. This hair, it really is that good. Cinnamon roll creamer, amazing, incomparable. Oh my goodness. Who is your favorite sibling and what makes him your favorite? Really? Okay, so I said that before. I have 2 sisters and 1 brother. So do we need to deduce based on context clues who asked this question? It was my brother. But shout out to you, bro, if you're actually watching this. Okay. If you could eat 1 food for the rest of your life and listen to 1 song for the rest of your life. This was such a good question. Really made you think. 1 food for the rest of your life? Oh man. I am thinking either bacon or bread and butter or both, but a tie between those 2. And 1 song for the rest of your life. Okay, I'm pretty sure this song is not on the radar anywhere. I'm gonna say it and y'all are probably gonna be like, wait, what? But I love it. I think it's so beautiful. I heard it on an episode of Grey's Anatomy back in the day, when Grey's Anatomy used to be good. And it was from the season of Izzy and Denny. Y'all know what I'm talking about. I know you OG Grey's fans know exactly what I'm talking about. This season with Izzy and Denny, and she was saying, I can't fall for a patient. And I heard the song in the background and I was like, what is that? I do that frequently with shows. I hear a song that grabs me in the background and I'll look it up and then I add it to my Apple Music. I digress. The song is called Gabriel and the Vagabond by Foy Vance. I fell in love with it. I think it's the most beautiful song I have ever heard. And if I could only listen to 1 song for the rest of my life, that would be it. In fact, if I were getting married again, or like redoing my wedding, I would walk down the aisle to that song. But if you watch this and you're curious about the song, it's the Grey's Anatomy version. It's been redone a couple of times, so look up, if you're curious, look up Gabriel and the Vagabond Grey's Anatomy version. I just love it. Okay, y'all, we're in the final stretch. I just have 4 very quick questions left. Hair and makeup inspo. This was kind of tricky because it sort of kind of changed as of recently. Have any of y'all been watching the Netflix original series You? Okay, kind of have a girl crush on Beck, which is funny because the way she does her hair and makeup is so like dewy and natural and like beachy and simple and pretty, but it just works on her. Like, I love her wavy hair, how her skin just has that like glisten and glow, and it's very minimalistic. It's not necessarily what I do, but like she can get away with it. So she's kind of goals right now. Also, Candace Swanepoel from Victoria's Secret. She's a Victoria's Secret angel. I just love her. I just think she's drop dead gorgeous. Her hair, her skin, her eyes, just everything about her is just beautiful. So she's kind of inspo for like everything. I do need to get into like people that are inspo for like intellect and being role models. I did touch on that a little bit, but I do want to stress that it's not all about outer appearance for your inspiration. Biggest pet peeve. Oh, you guys, there are so many. I'm really trying to work on like bringing in my, okay. There's a tie for a few. One, when people don't use their blinker. It's 2019. Use your blinker, please and thank you. When people don't know the difference between your and your. I love you so much. I have so many flaws. I'm not putting you down. I make so many mistakes on a daily basis. I'm just telling you my own neuroses that make my like eye twitch. When people are like, you're so special to me, Y-O-U-R. Can't do it. Can't do it. Those are probably the top two. We'll just leave those two there. There are plenty more, but you know what? I got a bunch of stuff to work on too. How did you learn about makeup? I just remember watching my mom when I was little. She always did her makeup up to the 9s. I still remember her blue eyeshadow and stuff in the 90s, and she still does her makeup beautifully to this day, but I just remember thinking she was so glamorous and I wanted to be like her, and she started letting me wear it, I think in 6th grade, and I kind of never looked back. I'm 29 and I'm still learning. So why don't you work out with Danny Pierce? Okay, well, I don't know who asked this question, but y'all, I have been kind of MIA from doing my solid workouts at the gym in a while. Danny, you know I love you. I really promise I'm gonna get back to it soon, and you're gonna be my workout buddy for life. Promise, okay? Okay, y'all, so that concludes the video. I know this was a lengthy one, and I appreciate your patience. Y'all are awesome. If you stuck around, you are OGs, and I know you really care and support. Hopefully this allowed you to get to know me a little bit better, and some random factoids in there, and I'd love for us to just all grow together and become friends together. And you know what? If you're in the mood, drop a random comment or fact about yourself down below. I would love to read it. I'm not just saying that. Genuinely would love to read it. So thank y'all so much for your viewership and being the sweetest ever. And I look forward to seeing y'all in my next video. Bye, you guys.